There's an option to pin video.
I am a market, so.
Right, everybody with me there?
Yeah.
Right, so what you realize is suddenly you start to hear everything.
Yeah.
Because what the device was doing was trying to detect what is the speech voice from the person who's presenting. Remember, it's a conference software.
Right.
So it was trying to detect when somebody's speaking as opposed to what it would consider background noise. So for instance, right now, you're hearing a lot of background noise coming from somebody from some TV or something.
Something, yeah.
Right.
Echo
So let me see if I can
cancellation
figure out
should
who that
put it
is.
disabled too. Disable the echo cancellation.
Just no, you can't disable that.
Oh,
it has
okay.
aggressive or auto.
Okay.
Aggressive would more or less put it back to how it was.
Okay, okay.
So leave it on auto. However, that's okay. So it just means we had to have a little better sense of management. But what we are actually doing is making it easier for your audio to get through, and it will sound clearer, which is important.
Okay.
So it gets away from that watery kind of sucking kind of thing we've been accustomed to.
I needed to know this about a month ago.
Yeah, well, that's so just go back, click the back button.
Eric.
Yes.
So, hello, you all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Excuse me. Good evening, everyone. So when you disable that, right? When you disable the suppress persistent background noise and suppress intermittent background noise, it removes all those type of noises in it.
No. What it does is it disables the suppression feature. No, it disables the suppression feature. So if you have background noise, it will actually be heard better. But it means your speech will also be much clearer. Because what is happening, the system is using two things. So one called a compressor and the other one is called a limiter. So what it is trying to do is detect the background noise and keep it down. But in doing that, it partially compresses your voice as well. That's why sometimes you heard, you hear you okay, and then suddenly your volume goes down, and then you have this kind of watery, dragging kind of tone.
Right.
You
So
get sometimes.
you are recommending to disable it.
Disable it.
Okay, cool, good.
Somebody tried to call me. I guess probably to get into the Zoom, but I can't answer that now.
All right, thanks. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So we disable these features, right? Click now. Let me pin video. Right. Click this little back button here now. Right. Click the back button and go back to this page. Right. Now the other options, I leave it up to you to decide how you want to use them. For instance, automatically join audio by computer when joining a meeting. That could be on or off. Mute microphone when joining a meeting. Again, that's up to you. You know, that kind of thing. Sync buttons on headset. Again, some headsets have a button that when you click the button on your headset, like your phone headset, for instance, there's a little button here that syncs to your microphone. So when I press this button, it could turn on or turn off my mic and stuff like that. So you can play around with that and see how that works for you. It may differ from system to system. Right, we will come back in here to deal with video, but I just want to deal with the audio for now.
And these settings apply to this Zoom call, or these are your
If it applies to
this Zoom call, or it applies to all your settings.
All right, you need to get your mic closer to your mouth, Debs.
Well, I talking up in my mic, yeah.
Well, then you yourself need to be louder.
Well, these settings have to do with this Zoom call in particular, or these
that's permanent setting on the system.
Okay, great.
Right. So now that we disable background noise, you're hearing all kind of things coming through. So you guys need to monitor your system. If you're hearing things that you feel, if you hearing it, it means everybody else will hear it. So try to be as quiet as possible in your surroundings.
It's still wondering.
Right, I hear you. Right. Jamila, I hear you. You saying something?
No, I was trying to tell mommy about the visual background feature.
We come into that. Don't rush. Only work with me.
Okay.
Work with me. So we have one more step to clear up the audio nice. I'm going to share a piece of video.
I wonder if we pull it
could I do it from where should I do it from?
Your better thing is to have like a green screen or a blue screen. I know, but
The only screen is that one.
Okay.
Alright, slowly roll. Alright, just give me 2 seconds. I want to make a quick switch with something.
Sure. Yes.
Where is it? This is this one.
Might be here debates too.
Alright, audio. Loop. Shucks. This one. Right, this one. E. Alright, I'm making a slight change on where is it?
No, we cannot.
Are you gonna say no if you wasn't here?
Music.
I can see your lips moving.
All
You
right,
want me to sing you song?
all right, do you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, do you hear any music as well?
Yeah, how you get up?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Don't worry about that. Just I'll tell you my thing is much more complicated. Don't stress. All right. Tell me if I'm going to do something now. Tell me if the music sounds different.
As the music sounded different to me.
The music sounded different.
Yes, it did sound different.
Right, and that's why I ask you to put on your headphone. This is why. Let me pin my video again. This is why. You see that little button there? Turn
off original
right.
sound.
Here's where you will have it by default. Where it is gray and it says turn on original song, but it is telling you to turn it on, so it is not on. When you click it, you have now turned on original song. That's why the music sounded different. So what you have done is bypass any other settings that the computer might have set up to try again. Remember, it's a conference system. So it is trying to get the best from your voice, and everything else is background noise. So what this is doing is bypassing all those settings, so the original quality of your tone would come through, including your voice.
All right. Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't mean to give trouble, but because you're not on a screen, I'm trying to sort out where are you now when you turn on that original song. Sherry was trying to get in and
Let's get it in the settings.
Okay. Look at here. No, it is right here on your front, in front of your screen.
So take off this and take the front, and then you say, let me go on the top of my screen.
Take off what?
Okay, nobody.
No, but that
The
you
top
will
of your
that
screen.
button
All right,
when you're
remember,
sharing a
hold
video.
on. Right where you remember you click the little eye to see the information on your Zoom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right next to that, there's this little thing that says turn on original song.
I'm not seeing that at all. I see
That's
record
why, okay.
unpin video.
I seen unlock and I seen recording. That's
And
what I'm
that's
saying.
it.
And you're not seeing that option to turn on original
No.
song?
No.
But because you the one with the music.
No.
I have the Zoom training, which is the link with everything. I have a lock, a green lock that says your client connection is encrypted.
And
I
then
have a recording
recording
button.
That's
Please,
it.
Uncle Eric.
Yes, but Gemini.
They have to go in the advanced options of the settings, the audio settings. There's a section there that says show in meeting option to enable original sound from microphone. Once you have that checked off, then that option comes up on the screen there.
Okay.
Repeat that, Jamil. Oh, show in meeting option to enable. Oh, yes, I see.
Right, yes.
So once you have that checked off, then that little thing will come up there to say turn on.
You know me, I
Thank you.
always... I forget a piece.
Yeah, what happened? You're familiar.
I just get so accustomed to things that.
That's it. It now came on. It now came
on. So you'll understand what she's saying.
And then you have to click on turn on original sound to actually turn it on because it will automatically be turned off.
Yes, it have to turn off, so you have to click it to turn on. Thank you, Jamila and Eric.
Okay, great.
I am still left behind because I am on a Mac. If I go into audio settings,
that's a push thing.
No, you're here, not on your Mac per se in Zoom. So you're going here. Right, Cass, you're going here.
Right.
In Zoom, you go to your audio settings.
Yes.
And when you're going to here in advance, right, where you have your mic and your speaker, you're going to advance. And here's the option, show in meeting option to enable original sound.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so when you turn that on.
Right, so when you do that now, you come here and you have this option and now you turn it on and the quality of your voice should change. Now, it will not affect, that will not affect, let me unpin quick, that will not affect your, like if you do a screen share and you're sharing a video, it will not affect that. We have other things for that. But at least your speech, because notice is turn on, hold on, it says turn on original song for your microphone. So only a microphone will be selected. Why the music sounded different from me is because I'm using another software, which I remember I talked about that. This is the software that I use. It's called vMix. But I am piping this through into Zoom as a microphone. So as far as Zoom is concerned, anything that comes through that software, it will treat it as my mic. So I could run my music through there and it comes over as if it's my mic and Zoom will clear it up by using this option.
So Eric, you run your music through there from a speaker box or something? You have a
No, another software altogether.
Like the Eric,
a whole different tech level. Yes.
Are you saying that turning on original song is much better?
Makes your voice
It
sound
is
better.
much better. You sound because it's original.
Okay.
All right, good.
It bypasses all the little commerce system settings, so you sound like you.
Okay.
If you notice again, if you play back some of
you're
not only that. If you play back some of the recordings, for instance, you hear that? You miss that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that is compressed out, and then somebody with, let's say, a deep, heavy voice, you lose that bass, that wrong, fat, nice bottom end, you lose that. So they sound very thin. So the system does a lot of trimming and tweaking and what we call EQing to get a certain kind of tone that it interprets as voice. And everything else above that goes out the wire.
Gives you a real touch up. You know, this has pluses and minuses there because unless you're in a room where you're really encased and no one is coming out, otherwise you're really pulling everything from around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It requires more management. So you really have to know when to use it, when not to use it.
Oh, okay. Because I have 5 dogs.
No problem. But as I said, once you start to hear them, it means we will hear them.
Yeah.
That's a safe rule. So the minute the noise start to come, take that off one time. You know, you may need to even put back the background suppression thing. You just need to know.
Okay.
Good.
So go back in advance and suppress.
Yes, correct.
Suppress. Okay.
Correct.
Mike is I can sound good. I can leave it so, but if you want to cut out any noise, I instantly go to my mic and
you sounding so much different on my end, Donna. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, Donna, you're sounding different.
Yeah, it works just from doing that. So if everybody do that, we good to go. So next step, everybody get up? We good to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Right. Now, second point, quick point to note. Look at let me pin this again. If you have more than one microphone, like in my case, there's a little arrow, you click, and there's a drop-down list. So you have to now select which microphone. So for instance, remember Debs, was doing that with you. You have the microphone on your headset, and then there's the built-in mic from the system itself.
Yeah.
So normally you might be using the built-in mic, but then when you come here, you have to select that one because something else might have been selected by default.
Well, actually, so I only have one, you know. I went and done my job, I only have one. Yeah.
All right, no problem. But some people would have
two.
Internal,
and then I have one headphone now, so it only have one.
Right, okay, that's very good. Well, in my case, of course, you see I have several, so I have to now choose which one.
I want to be like you when I get big, yeah.
Eric.
Yes.
If you have a headset with a microphone in it, right?
Yeah.
You plug it in everything, but you're not getting to talk through the mic. You're not getting through the mic. What is the problem there?
Say that again. Let me hear that.
You have a headset with a mic on it, right?
Right.
The big ones now, right?
Yeah.
But when you talk through the mic, you're not getting anything.
Oh, okay, I understand. Right. Let me jump to that quick. Pin video again. Right. To the bottom here on your laptop. You're talking about on a laptop, right? Right.
Yeah.
So on the bottom here, you see this little speaker icon? Look on your laptop.
That's all.
Look at my screen. You see now the speaker icon?
Speaker.
Bottom of your screen on your laptop.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Somewhere along this line, you will see the little speaker icon.
Yes.
Right.
Go ahead.
So you click on that. Make sure. Right. You click on that. Sorry, right click on it. Right click depends on the version of Windows you're using. It looks slightly different. But what you're looking for there for? No. Bottom of you? What?
Yep. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your full screen.
Yeah, go ahead. Right click on it.
So here's what to do. If you're full screen, hold on. Let's click here, exit full screen. Right, so you go down now. This is called your taskbar. All of this we'll go through in more detail when we do the course. So you right click meaning you use your right mouse button, right? Not the regular one, which is just click it. So you right click and you choose recording devices. Recording devices. You will see this pop up. Now you'll notice when I'm talking, you're seeing a green line moving like a little meter by moving on something. Right.
Yeah.
That is where my audio is coming in. But you'll also notice microphone. Just on that. Microphone.
Oh. Eric, what I'm seeing is open song setting, open volume mixer, start your song, troubleshoot and save problems. And
okay, what version of Windows? What version of Windows are you using?
I think it's 10.
No.
Not 10?
No.
I'm not too sure. I'm not that.
You don't have recording devices? Noel?
No.
You have Windows 10 as well?
Windows Sonic for headphones.
No, I'm gonna asking if you have Windows 10 as well.
I believe it's Windows 10.
Hold on. Alright, hold on. I have a Windows 10 device. Hold on. One second. Now, what I'm teaching you guys here, and I want you to understand this, these are not necessarily hard and fast rules for a specific scenario. What I'm showing you are principles.
Yeah.
And if you understand the principles, like for instance, why I'm asking about the version of Windows, another version might label it slightly different, but the principle is this is where you will go to find your audio settings.
Yeah.
So even though it mightn't be labeled the same as what I'm showing you here, because you understand the principles, you go on your device, and what you're looking for is something that will give an indication whether you're looking for something with like a mic or a speaker or whatever. Right. Okay, so Windows 10. So this is what you're seeing. Right, Noel?
That's all. I have to kind of minimize this setting thing here. Right, what do I see?
This is Windows 10.
The only thing I do have is the sounds option that you have above the troubleshoot sound problems.
Alright, no problem.
Alright, that's all. Right click on the speaker. Right. Open right. No, I have open song setting. Right. Yes.
That's it. So right. So this is what I'm saying. So you may not have seen recording as I did. But it's a setting. So you understand the logic? It's a setting.
Yes.
So you open sound settings.
Okay.
So you click it.
Yeah.
It's opening up.
Mine is opening up.
Yeah, I just wake up the computer from sleep, so it's still a little drowsy.
Excuse me, Eric.
Right.
I am not getting anything.
When you say anything, on what version of Windows are you using?
I don't even know. All I know is that I'm on the ThinkPad.
All right, hold on. I'll come back to that just now, because that's something you all need to know, because that's a perfect example of what I'm demonstrating. The different versions of Windows will display things differently. So right now I'm in Windows 10 showing Noel something. So just give me a minute, I'll come back. Right, so Noel, if you look on it now, you will see the two options here. The top section, your speaker, and the bottom section, your microphone. You all seen it?
Yes, sir.
Windows 10. Once you click the sound settings option, this will pop up.
Yeah, I've seen that already.
Right, I'm seeing here. I'm seeing speaker.
Right. So what you're talking about is your microphone. So what you have to do is go down to microphone, click it, and see if there are other options for microphones.
Okay, I see microphone privacy settings.
No. You see here, mark input?
Input, yeah.
Right,
okay, right.
Choose your input device. So you click it, and you would see your microphone or microphones inside there.
All right.
So you would have an onboard mic for sure.
Right.
But if you plug in your headset, that is also a mic. So you should see a second mic option. You get it?
You, brother. Huh?
Right.
Yeah, I understand it. I see it. I understand it. Thank you.
Right, and you just choose the one you want, and now it will be using your headset as the mic.
But I will have to adjust it if I unplug the mic. The mic from the laptop.
No. It just goes back to the default.
Okay, very good.
It goes back to the default. Yeah. Now you could do that in Zoom too, eh?
Yeah, no, Donna.
Noel. Hold on, guys. You could do that in Zoom as well, without going there. That what I showed you is changing it in Windows itself. But you have the same option here in Zoom, which is what I was showing. You click the arrowhead.
Right.
And to the top section, you have all your microphones. So you could do it right here in Zoom.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to go there.
Okay.
Right? So you have your microphones to select. Your speakers. If you could use your headphone, you could use an external speaker. If you have a Bluetooth speaker, it will show up Bluetooth, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Good.
And you have the different speakers you could choose.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Right? So you're doing that right there in Zoom.
Very good. All right, you can go ahead. Hey, gone off.
Yeah, no, sorry, you hear me now. I just had to make a switch on the software. But I just wanted to demonstrate something with that software. Right. To show Windows you are using, a quick way to do it. This thing here called your start button. Everybody seen it?
Yeah.
On Windows. All right. If you right click on it, there's an option called Windows Explorer. There's other ways to do it. Click on Windows Explorer. Yeah, I'll tell you, there are plenty things. Real thing to show you.
Yeah. Windows Explorer is not here for me, so.
I
feel he mean File Explorer in mine.
I have File Explorer.
No, Windows Explorer.
To see.
Don't misinterpret Internet Explorer with Windows Explorer.
I have File Explorer here.
All right, no problem. Open it. Same thing.
Open it, same thing.
That's what I now click File Explorer.
Right.
Okay. Same thing. But no. Are you seeing something that looks like this?
Yeah.
Oh, mine
not completely. So I'll change this to this PC.
Right, Windows Explorer.
Right.
Right, so I'm asking, are you seeing something like this?
Well, we are.
Yes.
No, forget labeling. Here's what I'm asking. Are you seeing something that looks like this? Right, that's what I'm asking. Forget it. This is what I'm telling you guys. Forget the name and the labeling. Don't get confused with that. No, don't worry about that. But it looks similar. Right. Let me tell you what you're looking for. To the left side, you're looking for something that says my computer, or my PC, this PC, right, anything like that.
Click on that
Click on the left here.
Yeah, no, but that one. Which one to click on? My PC?
My PC. Just right click on it and hit properties. If it says on an older system, it might say my computer.
All right.
Right click on it and click properties down to the bottom. Right. This page will open up.
Excellent.
I know already because the interface, user interface is from somebody.
No, there are other ways to get it, but I'm showing you the quick way because a lot of people don't have their things set up how I will show you in a bit.
So you see, this one shows that I have.
But you all seeing this? You all seeing this now?
This is somebody who might have like home edition and that kind of thing.
Right, you're seeing, right, so you're seeing the basic information, and this is what you're looking for. Windows edition, and it tells you what version of Windows you have.
Mine is Windows 10 for sure.
Right, it also shows it here as a big
Windows 10 Pro.
Right. Right, good. So that is how you find out what version of Windows when somebody asks you.
Right, yes, okay.
Now another way you could do it.
So
another way you can do it, watch quick. If you have your desktop set
Hello,
up.
please, I'm trying to hear it.
Yeah, hold on the noise, If you have your desktop set up like me with your icons and stuff, most likely you would have the my computer or this PC icon also displayed like here.
Yeah.
At that point, you just right click the same way and click properties, the same window will come up.
Correct.
But not everybody has that. That's why I went through this option, because everybody will have this Windows button here. Right? You could also get it inside here as well, but it's just more steps to go through. Right, so everybody get that?
Yep.
Sherry, you understand it now? All right, cool. No, Sherry.
Yes, and I discovered I'm a Windows 8.
Nice, right. So down here now, if you go to adjust your speakers or your mic, the settings will look a little different. Yours should look like mine because this is Windows 8. So you should see something like this. And here is where you can choose your microphone or your speaker. Your speaker will be considered your playback device. Right? And you could do a number of different things inside here. All right. Any other questions on that before we go ahead?
Right, very good.
Nice. I tell her it's real thing I have to teach her, you know, but yes. Yeah. Roger. I see Ivan and Michelle come in. Welcome, guys. Mr. Carby, welcome. Yeah. All right. So, no problem. All right. So, I want to jump in a couple things with sharing now. Now, you'll notice, well, we have the option share screen. So, I want to see what's the best way to do it. So, I'm going to share my actual screen, the screen itself, my full screen. So what you're actually seeing now is my full desktop. That is, let me unpin which one I'm on. Am I pinned? Right, I'm not pinned.
We could come out of that mic setting thing, right?
Yeah, come out of that. Long
time.
Good.
Okay, good.
Long time.
All right.
All right, so now you're seeing, now I should take off pin. I wonder if pin will override thing. Right, you all see my desktop?
Yeah, full.
Nah, just the desktop. I'm working on the desktop for now.
Clear,
you all see my desktop?
Clear.
Right, so I'm going to stop it and share it over, and I want you to see something. So I'm going to pin again Eric 2. So share. Oh, here's what I want you guys to see. And most of us may not have taken the time to investigate what these things are. Well, notice at the bottom, you have two options that are not ticked off: share computer sound, and the other one is optimize screen sharing for video clip. You see that? All right, so let me explain the difference between the two. If you just click share computer song, the focus will be on the sound of your computer. So although a video will be seen, oftentimes the video may stick, but the sound is continuous, right? We are accustomed seeing that in a lot of our Zoom calls. Yeah. Video sticking, it freeze, but you're hearing the song still coming at you behind. Good. What the other option does, optimize screen sharing for video clip. What it does is take full charge of your screen. So even your video window, depending on the capabilities of your system, even your video window will disappear. So every time the computer has to display something, it takes resources. It takes away from your RAM, it takes away from processing power.
So you take off V2?
So once you take the second one, the first one is automatic. Once you click optimize, share sound is automatic. If you click share computer sound alone, that stays by itself. But once you click optimize screen sharing, it automatically takes the next one because it is understood that the video will have sound one time. Yeah. Good. But what that does, and I'll give you a chance to try it. If you click sound alone, you will see a screen share come up. You will also see your little video in the corner. You will be able to do your things. But as I said, the downside is, right, somebody's sharing a screen. Oh. Right, so you see the video on the side, the screens, yeah. The person's present. Yeah. Right. Right. If you had right.
I'm trying to edit the profile.
Stop sharing now, Sally.
Sorry.
Right. This time, wait, but you're on a phone.
Yeah.
Oh no, so you wouldn't have
lost with what you're saying right now.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have that option. That's what I'm saying. It's mostly for desktop. Yeah. But somebody with a desktop try it. So here's what you're doing. Share with the sound alone, and you will notice your video is still on the screen in a little corner. Then stop the share and do it a second time using the next option, and you realize only the screen is there. Your video comes out. Try it. Anybody?
Share with the sound alone.
You seeing yourself still?
No. That's so, eh?
You're not seeing yourself in the corner?
Yes. Everybody move to the corner for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so stop share now. And this time try it with the other option.
All right, stop share. All right, it open back up.
Right.
All right, nice. So
optimize
share
now.
And optimize. Then share. All right. You went into the corner again, but what am I supposed to see now, Eric?
Are you seeing yourself?
I've seen all of you, maybe because of who I'm.
You're not seeing yourself?
Yeah, I can see myself if I want. I just have to drop the arrow. No, I'm not seeing myself. I've seen everybody in a group on the side and I listing. But that is how it was all the time.
All right, close it off. Close off a minute. Let me just check something.
Okay.
All right, well, you click optimize, right?
Yes, I did.
Optimize. Okay, well, then you have a real nice system. Yeah, because that it wouldn't work that way for everybody. Once you click optimize, because as I said, what it is doing is maximizing the processing power to give full potential to the video so that your video runs smooth as well as you hear clean audio coming over.
Okay.
So what it's supposed to do is take away everything else that has visual element, which would be like those little blocks, windows. That's supposed to disappear.
Oh, and I was able to see everybody.
Well, you have a real good system.
It's not because I'm the host, Eric. It's not because
quite possibly, yes. Yeah, quite possibly too. Quite possibly.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. But here's what I want to show. I'm gonna run something, and I want you to tell me if you're seeing a difference. Stop your share. I'm gonna share now.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to run something with just using the
I didn't stop the share.
I don't know. Did you?
Yes, I
no,
did.
I was trying it out.
Oh, because I'm saying I know.
All right, hold up. Now I'm going to share something.
Okay.
have XLR combo jacks, which accepts XLR or quarter-inch inputs. You will find a gain dial for each channel, an independent 48 volts phantom power switch for each channel, amazing, and an independent zero latency monitoring on or off button for each of these channels. Next to that, you will find a relatively large monitoring screen which displays the recording levels and the playback levels, and it is actually usable, especially for a colorblind person like me, which is why I am not a big fan of the halo metering on some other interfaces. Then you have a huge monitor volume control, which controls the quarter-inch and RCA outputs on the rear of the device, a headphone volume control, and a quarter-inch headphone output. Then on the back, you will find a power on-off switch, some MIDI ports to connect any MIDI devices that you might have, a USB-C port, which again is amazing to see, and you will find RCA outputs and balanced quarter-inch monitor outputs, and according to the documentation, you can connect. Then, as far as the specs, this thing has a bit depth of 32-bit floating, a sample rate of up to 192 kilohertz, a gain range for the XLR microphone inputs of +0 to +60 decibels, an EIN of -129.
I've utilized the optimization option, and this is what I'm talking about. So you will get audio in both cases. It's just that in one case, the focus is more on the audio. That's the first one, whereas to optimize, you place more emphasis on your video because you want to make sure you get smooth playback. Again, bandwidth still has a lot to do with it. So your bandwidth going out, as well as the recipient bandwidth on the other end, who looking at the Zoom, that will also play a factor. But at least what this does is gives you enough tools to try to ensure that you have the best possible, based on your scenario, the best possible signal going out, both audio and video.
Question, Eric.
Yes, sir.
When you play in a video, right? Yeah. Let's say you optimize it. Is it necessary to mute the mic, or you can leave the mic open?
Right. Again, if you're not going to comment while maybe the video running, best you mute the mic. If you're in a quiet room and you're sure it ain't going to disturb, you could leave your mic open. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But if you feel you might get some... Yeah, if you feel like get some little background noise and you don't want to disturb the video, mute your mic.
Okay. Not muting the mic. Does that cause an echo when the video is playing?
If you have external noise.
Oh, no, only if you have an external speaker feeding back into the mic.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Eric, question.
Uh-huh.
Like in my case, as I don't have a front camera, can I still do these things?
Of course, you can still screen share and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. This is pertaining to. Well, I missed the first half hour because I forgot I came in late. But this is pertaining to the picture. Because I signed up on everything, but I'm not seeing my picture. As you can see, you're just seeing my name. So.
All right, I'll come back to that. No problem.
All right, okay.
I'll come back to that. Sorry. All right, let me show you another option in sharing. So I'm going to pin this again. Right, so when you go to the here, you get the option to share. You go to now advanced. We will get to some of the others just now, like the whiteboard and stuff. So you go to the advanced option, and now you have this option here called portion of screen. So when I click that, again, I still using these options to optimize and etc. But this is what
of the Mo2 M2, I've connected the Shure SM7B directly to the interface. My gain is currently set just at around 3 o'clock, and I am peaking around -9 or -6 decibels, maybe a little bit lower than that. And I will be quiet so you can hear the noise while we're at this gain setting.
Okay, see if you can pull up my little video, Eric 2.
Eric 2.
Pull up Eric 2.
And in case you are a much quieter talker than I am essentially whispering now, and I increased the gain of the M2 to 100%, and this is how it is sounding. And now I'll be quiet so you can hear the line noise generated at this gain setting.
Yeah, Eric 2.
On Eric too, but I got it to open up broader. What am I supposed to see?
Now, when we look at
it,
the latency with a sample rate of 48 kilohertz and an I/O buffer size of 64 samples, we end up with a round-trip latency of 3.7 milliseconds and an output latency of 1.8 milliseconds. At 128 samples, we have 6.3 milliseconds round trip or 3.2 milliseconds output, and at 256 samples, we have 11 points.
Right,
you can stop the video.
Okay, you know?
Yeah.
All right, what I'm saying, if you look, thanks for that. If you look at the screen, the share, you're seeing a full screen being shared.
Yes.
But in actually, what I've actually done is block a certain portion. So it's actually not the whole screen you're seeing.
In the Eric 2 section, you block
in
a
the
certain
Eric 2,
portion.
This is my full screen, but you're not seeing this. You're not seeing all this on the side here.
Okay, that's true.
All you're seeing is this little window because what I've done is choose a portion of the screen to share.
In the advanced options, correct?
So where you went into the advanced?
Yeah, advanced options when you're sharing the screen.
Yeah.
It has that as an option.
All right, let me do it again. Let me do it again. So you go to screen share.
Okay.
This is what you would normally see.
Just now, Eric, I'm
right?
looking to see what I'd normally see, yeah.
This is the basic option.
Right, and where's advanced on
Right,
that?
right next to the basic is have advanced.
Where?
Right
on top?
On the top.
On the top, let me check it and see. Hold on, please.
Top right of the basic.
I see it. I see it. Yes, I see it.
Right, next to basic, you have advanced. Click on advanced, and you will see portion of screen as an option.
All right. Oh yeah.
Right.
I got it. Yeah.
No, if you click, no, hold on, put it back. Go back, do it back again.
All right, that's a whole.
Whoever did it just now, do it again.
Yeah, I did it.
Right. Right. So here's what you could do now. While that is active, you could actually resize the window.
Oh, like put corners.
So if you want to bring it closer
screen
to just around the zoom word, you could just bring in the sides, quick, right there as you're active. You don't even have to stop the share. Try it.
Like that.
Right. And bring in all sides. So what you're doing
is what Nielsen did the other day with a video he was showing, and I couldn't figure it out.
Right.
He pulled it in and reshaped it, so the video was showing in just a little space.
So you could play with that on the fly. The viewers not seeing you resizing. They will just suddenly see your picture get bigger or smaller or change shape or whatever. Okay. But their screen will still be full.
Okay.
Nice.
With me?
Yeah.
Now I'll show you where that could come in handy. Let's say you're doing a PowerPoint. I'm gonna come to one here. So this might be right. So this is your screen.
Yeah, and you don't want them to see that on the side. Okay.
Right. So if I go to run it now as my slideshow, this is what I am seeing. But I am not seeing my next slide.
That is so important because we were trying to figure. I tried to remember the next slide and all kinds of things.
Right, exactly.
Because when you have your multimedia, you could see it.
Correct is right.
Oh my gosh.
So here's where it comes in handy. This time I'm going to pin.
Yeah, boy,
I'm going to pin Eric 2 again. Yeah, I'm going to pin Eric 2 again.
New thing, blue.
Right. So this time you share. You go to advanced portion of screen. And now when you share. All right, so let me come out of this PowerPoint. Let me come out quick. Hold on. Right, so this is what the PowerPoint will normally look like.
Yeah. That's why it was so sharp last night. You know the next slide coming.
Sorry, no, actually I didn't use that last night. No.
Oh, no, but you did well last
night. Hold on.
Well, beautiful.
All right.
Hold on, just on. Right. See there?
Yeah.
So what I could do is just where my window is, just the main portion. So if you look at Eric 2, you would see the whole screen, how I'm doing it. Yeah. So on my left side, I'm seeing my slides. Okay. And all I have to do is click one by one. Okay. And they go in. Now this has a downside to it, which I'll show you in a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say I wanted to play a video like this.
Better come out of that.
Right, I have to come across here. And you see the little thing pop up in the bottom. That's not a problem, but it's there. And I just click play.
Play it from there.
And the video.
It is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking.
The other disadvantage with this, if your slides set up, like in this case, the way I set this up is that the first portion of the slide comes up, and after I talk a little bit, then I bring in the bottom piece. You know, or like this, where I could bring it in like in bullet points. In this case, the whole page comes up one time. So you lose that effect.
You lose the animation.
Yes. However, I could do this. That's not what I'm looking for. Hold up. Hold up. I get my settings correct first. Badang, badang, bang. Slideshow settings. Right. No. I don't want you. What are you doing there? Use presenter view. I'm not getting my presenter view coming up. Hold up. Why you doing that? Give me a second here. All right, suddenly he decided to misbehave. I'm gonna try that off. Pick it back on now. All right, for some strange reason, my slideshow decided to stick in presenter, not presenter mode, in slide mode. So I'm not seeing my presenter view.
So, Brother Noel, let's call that technical difficulties.
Yeah, boy.
Technical difficulties.
I hate those things.
Yeah, but it happens. That's life. Welcome, Nielsen.
Yeah. Because it's a nice little trick I was going to show you guys. But hold on, I'll get it. Hold on. Don't go far at all.
Where you have to go to turn off original song, Jamila, and record it, playback devices.
To the top.
Where? The top where? In what? Which section?
Where you see it on the screen, where you see it mark recording.
Yeah. Yeah, but
the little green lock.
Well, you mean to take off the whole option altogether?
If I want to turn off original song, how you do it again?
Right, you just click in on where to turn on original sound, and it will give you the option to turn it off.
Yeah, there's a little arrow going down right next to it.
I got it here.
Yeah.
The little arrow actually was showing me select a mic and all kind of.
Yeah, that's different options.
Click on it. When I double click on it.
Is that toggle? Is it click to turn on, click to turn off?
Okay, good.
Use presenter view. Okay, I don't know why the system, for some mad reason, choose not to give me my presenter view. All right, I will figure out exactly what happened there. But I'd run now. I don't know why you're doing that. All right. But you know what the presenter view is, right? Guys, who's somebody share the screen there? Or Jamila?
Yeah,
check.
Yeah, no advanced things, yeah.
Yeah. You know what the presenter view is? The presenter view is that screen where you see your current slide and the next slide as a smaller window on the side waiting, right? I don't know why, for some strange reason, I'm not getting my presenter view coming up now. But nevertheless, let me just share quick. What it would have done is bring up something like this. So what you do is crop just the window that will be on displayed, and on the side, you will have your presenter view running like normal. And you could be going through your slides and getting all the effects and everything as you should. Things coming up in bullet points and stuff like that. Right?
The person looking at the computer will see the presentation like normal, but
but the viewer will only see the part that you block, which is your main screen, just as if you had done a regular PowerPoint, full screen thing.
All right. Okay. Good.
Right. Let me show you something else quick. Sorry. So using the same option, let's say I wanted to run something maybe from YouTube.
Yeah.
So I have all my other videos. Yeah, so I have all, if you look at Eric too, I have all my other videos on the side or whatever, or maybe even line up at the top. I may have different pages, but watch this. If you notice, you're not watching Eric too to see it. You'll notice, look at this video, for instance, of Michael Yo. Part of, you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
It extends beyond the scope of his video. Look at this side. So you actually, if you look at the full screen, you're actually seeing part of all these other YouTube videos showing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because this one, his video is a lot slimmer. So you're seeing stuff sharpening underneath, some text and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's say I wanted to do a presentation utilizing these several videos. Look how quickly and easy it could be done. So I'm going to start from this one. And on your screen share, there's an option called pause share. Watch this.
7 milliseconds round trip or 5.8 milliseconds outputs of
So
plus 0 to plus 60 decibels and EIN of negative 129 XLR ports have a little bit of wobble to them.
I pause the first video, jump to my next video and do a quick resize. And now I continue share.
In the One Life family, hopefully everybody had a really good night and a safe one and an enjoyable one with their families.
So Michael's video,
tonight.
So let's say Michael's video is finished. I pause again, jump to another video, quick reset, just about 5 seconds. And I go on again.
I did like a things other streamers wish they knew when they started, like
so
don't stream in public bathrooms. Would that be toxic?
I'm still in share.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. But if we did.
So pause the video, jump across to the last one, resize, and I'm back inside.
Good fans, good to see you all back for our next run. Interesting topic this evening. Right here, on red.
So you don't have to keep stopping share. Look for something, share again. You could pause the share. Now, if it is, you have to maybe talk to fuller space and no problem. You understand that? But if you're going to share a series of videos, maybe one after the next kind of thing, especially if it's like YouTube, and I hate to see all this clutter on the side. We don't need to see all of that. Yes, I just want to see where's the focus. With me? Again, I'm just showing you options. I'm not saying you have to do it like that. I'm just showing you options.
Eric, so that's an option other than downloading the video.
That is an option. Of course, you have to make sure you have good bandwidth. I personally prefer to download if I have the time. Because if my bandwidth decide to go, it means you're using bandwidth to play back as well as using bandwidth to stream out.
Right.
And, so it could suck up your stream bandwidth, yeah.
What is the best app or program to download videos from YouTube?
All right, I'll go back to that. I went through that the last time. I'll go through that again. I don't think best is the right term, because there are a whole heap of them. At the end of the day, is what comfortable for you. But I'll show you a couple of them in a little bit.
Okay. Eric, excuse. How can you practice this without being on a Zoom call? You have to be on a Zoom call.
So here's how I practice my stuff. Mm-hmm. I have Zoom open on my main laptop. I have Zoom on my phone. I have Zoom open on another computer. I have my wife open Zoom. I have my son open Zoom, and we have a private Zoom, and I test everything. Yep.
Yeah.
You could log in. You could log in on several devices with your same password,
Yeah.
Like right now, although I rename it Eric 1 and Eric 2, but it's actually the same username and password I log in with.
Yeah.
If I disable my video, you'll see the same screenshot come up on both of them.
Okay.
Right? So, and you could log in multiple devices and test them.
And test
right?
them, and practice.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, Eric, that background that you have.
Get closer to your mic. Sorry.
Sorry, the background that you have.
Right.
Okay, you know what? I need to get back into my tune on my original song. Yeah, the background that you have.
Nah.
Right, beautiful. The background that you have is a picture you put up, but what I wanted to know is how you get it solid. Because when I put it up mine, I'm seeing through it and all sorts of things.
Okay, good. All right.
Wavering, like, you know,
I
it's
had a
just
couple
like
things to show first, but as you can see, let's go with that one time.
Okay.
Right. So by default, this is what you would see. However, you wouldn't see a green background in your case.
No.
That is why I have a solid green background.
So you must have a solid background.
You must have a solid background.
And it should be green.
Yeah. Now there are some unique cases where it works even though your background is not solid. But if the color is uniform, it tends to treat it as a solid.
Okay, good. All right.
Right? So all I have to do is click on the background that I want, and I go on.
Okay, good.
Now, if perchance, sorry, I didn't have a next color to show you. Let's say perchance, and look at Eric too to see it. You could look at Eric too.
You know what I realized? I saw that background. Somebody was doing something, and I'm saying, oh, wow, look how lovely their home is. And didn't realize was a background. I now know what it is. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Thanks, Eric.
Let me see if I could do a full screen share. Right. Choose virtual background. Right. So you seen it here now. Right, good. So this button here. Let me get rid of this thing for now. Right, see this little button here? Manually pick the color of the background if the detected color is not accurate.
So I can make my background solid?
No. Here's what it's saying.
Oh.
If the detected color is not accurate, not if it's not solid, if it's not accurate.
Okay.
Because by default, this is designed to detect green.
Okay, all right.
That is why you see this showing green here by default.
Okay.
Right? And look what I have here. I have a green screen. So it is designed to operate with a green screen scenario. Yeah. If you don't have a green screen, but you still have some solid background, that's when you now use this. So you click on it, and now you choose a portion that recommended something that close to your body, closer to you. And when you click that, your background goes. Right? But if your background is not even, for instance, you might be in a room that maybe looks like this. So you have some solid walls, but you have a picture here, you have a lamp, you have something in the corner here, and there's unevenness all over. You have light spots, you have dark spots, you have all kind of different things. There's no way the system will interpret this correctly. So you will end up with some part gone and some parts remaining. So you need to get preferably a solid wall behind you, as I suggested. Let me take off mine quick. 2 yards spandex material by UFEs.
Yeah.
$12 a yard. Can't go wrong with that.
Eric, while you're there, right? You hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Right. See, you click on I have a green screen.
Yeah.
And you put in that green cloth or something on the background.
Yeah.
And what is the mirror my video stuff?
Right. Watch this. You see that? How does my image look? Is it flipping or not?
Yeah, it's flipping.
Right, exactly. So, but what's the word on my chest? Dealshaker.
Yeah.
Is it spelled correctly or reverse?
Yes, correct right now.
It's correct.
Is it correctly?
What about now?
Yep.
No.
You have to read it in the mirror.
Yeah.
Right. So depending on what you're doing, where you're sending, how you're working the thing, you may have to use that because depending on how different settings. What it does is flip your image. So it's almost as if you now standing inside the screen looking back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, so you should, if you want the person to see exactly what is on your chest.
Yeah, it depends on the system. Some systems, based on how they're set up. If your phone, for instance, you notice when some people take selfies with words, the words show in reverse.
Yes.
Right. For the same reason, you have that same option on your phone to mirror it or to flip it so that when you take the selfie, it's like somebody else looking at you.
Okay. So
rather than you looking into a mirror. If you look into a mirror, everything looks wrong-sided.
Right, I understand. So once you have that solid green background, and you click, I have a green screen. You could now insert.
No, that clicks by default. Once you choose your background, that clicks off by default. If you don't have a green screen, it all depends on whether your system has the capability. Not all systems will have that option.
No, what I'm talking about is if you have the green screen, right? The green cloth as a background, and you click, I have a green screen. You could now what? Insert whatever background you like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just click on the background, the green goes away.
Okay.
Right, just choose your background. That's it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Understood.
So I could go anywhere. I could go in France. I could go.
Excuse me, Eric.
Yes.
Where did you go to get this again?
All right. So right next to your video, where you click to disable and enable the video, you see the little arrowhead by your camera, where your camera icon should be. On
yes.
Zoom.
Right. Yes.
Look at my screen. You see my screen. Right.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
In your case, well, it will be down to the bottom. By the way, you can move this, right? In case you didn't know. Just click on it and move it. You can move it from top to bottom.
Okay.
Right. By default, it is to the bottom here. Good. So click here and you click choose virtual background. Somebody said.
Well, I don't have that. I don't have that because
no, they don't have a camera, so you wouldn't get the option.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for when I do get one.
All right, Wayne say just come on, no problem, Wayne. Right, but that's where you get it. On the video, as we hear one time, there's a couple things to look at. If you have a very modern laptop, you should have this option to enable HD because your camera should be a HD camera. Right? If you have more than one cameras, again, you might have a built-in cam. Like if it's a laptop, you'll have your built-in cam, but you may also have an external webcam that you're using.
Where you get that, Eric?
Video, look at right here.
The upper arrow still?
Look at right here. Look at my screen. Look at right here.
I'm not seeing your screen too good now. I'm trying to figure out. Where are you?
Video, you're going in video settings.
I mean, what are you looking at? I mean, I'm not seeing your screen.
I'm looking at your screen. You're right here. Maybe I ain't putting it.
But look at on the left here, video. You see that top mark video? Look at that.
But where are you for me to get that?
You lost
me. Settings.
Go to the video icon below.
All right, let me explain. Let me again. All right, hold up. Again. And don't get me wrong while I was saying this. Understand this, people.
I now get it.
Principles. Try to gather the principles. Right? Wherever you see an arrowhead like this, there are options. This one concerns your audio. This one concerns your video. So anything you need to adjust with your video, it will be here in your video settings.
All right, I got it, yeah.
Right, so
thank you.
I want to understand the principles. Same thing, when you see 3 dots like this, again, it's a pop-up menu. There will be other options. And this is why it is important to, and I'm using the term loosely, to play around. Right? We cannot just assume, which a lot of people do. So they just download the software, they have it on the device, and they feel they can just jump in anytime and operate. No. You must spend time playing around with it, find out what the different things do. Click some. Don't fret, it wouldn't damage nothing. Take it from an IT professional. Simply clicking on something, you wouldn't break anything. But click on things, investigate. See what happens when you click this, do that. When you drag this thing, when you turn this button, boom. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to experiment. So video settings, and we inside here.
You were saying something about.
So we were just talking about the background videos. Now I'm just talking about video settings. Yes, Noel?
Yeah, you were talking about enabling the HD if you have a high-end.
Right. Most modern laptops would have an HD camera. If that is so, take this option to enable HD. Your camera looks better. Your image will look a lot better. You see what happened with mine now? You seen it? You all seen it? You see how my head looking tall and thin and...
Yeah, you're looking like if COVID didn't fatten you.
Right. Right. And there's two other options above that, 16:9 widescreen and original video. Now notice what happened when I click original video. Two black bands appeared on the side. Because original ratio for video is what we call 4:3. It's not widescreen. So it would usually look like this, which is like your old-time TV. Which is like your older computer monitor screens that a lot of people still have. Right? So the picture is more square than it is wide. 16:9 widescreen will give you this, where your screen is full. Remember again, if you look at the grid on your Zoom, where the windows fit with the different people, it is in this ratio, 16:9. If you look at dealshaker, the pictures that we use when you're posting up your deals, it is in 16:9 widescreen ratio. That is now the new standard for video anywhere you go in the world. Right? So that's why they have the option original ratio and 16:9 widescreen ratio, because this is now the new standard.
Eric, can I add something?
Yes.
All right, so where you are there in videos, you know, on my computer, everything was sticked all the way down to lower number. Past all this you have
all these
was sticked up, and I didn't interfere that. I kept constant.
Yeah. Well, again, we're going through them one by one. So again, the same mirror option is here. All right. So how are you seeing the dealshaker logo on my chest? Is it reading correctly by you?
Yeah.
Yes. At this time, yes.
And right now it flipped.
Yep.
It flipped? Right. So I'm saying it depends now on the recipients on the other end. You may need to flip your video based on their device and how they have their thing set up. Right? So it's just to be aware of these factors.
Yeah, but how would you know that?
Exactly.
You have to communicate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why we do all these pre-testing and all that kind of thing. Right? It's not a case where you can get through across the board, but the option is there if it is a concern. I'm just saying that. Right? Touch up my appearance. Again, it depends on the device. Your picture may get a little clearer, maybe not. Meetings, always display participants' name on their video. This is something you can take on and off. Right? Always show video preview dialogue when joining a video meeting. Again, when you join a meeting, you'll get the option to enable video or disable video and all that kind of stuff. That's the dialogue they're talking about.
Sorry, you jump over, turn off my video when joining meeting. But if I could do that, so when I join the meeting, it's turned off and I could control it if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could turn it. Well, again, there's another setting to override that, but yes, you can have that option to turn it on or off when you want, or the host could also enable an option to disallow
anybody
people from turning on their video.
Yeah, when that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Right? Hide non-video participants. So again, persons who join in the Zoom, they don't have a video, you can set this so that they're not seen, so they don't occupy the grid. They're there, they will see everything, they're seeing everybody, but the grid space is left for people who have cameras on. Now, this is something we don't utilize, because many times we have Zoom and more than half the people have the camera off.
Yeah.
This will hide them away. Non-video participants. Right? Spotlight my video when I speak. Now, this is a setting you could have, so whenever you talk, your video is spotlighted. Again, this can be overridden by the host at any point in time, but it's a generic feature that you can have up. Right? So I would suggest, do like what I said, set up a test Zoom, use a couple devices. The thing about it is, although you can log in with multiple devices, you don't have to. You log in with one, start the meeting, and then use the ID on the others and just type it in.
Okay.
You with me? So, and you could do that on multiple devices, get a family member, just get a few things, iPad, doesn't matter. And have a few devices set up with your Zoom. And for instance, you could do a screen share on one with a video. Then you go across to the next one and monitor it to hear how it's sounding. You come back to the first one, play with the audio tweaks, and see when you go back on the next one, does it sound different? Did it change? Did my video play smoother? Stuff like that. So when we come on the actual Zoom, you already know what you have and how it works. Everybody go there? Hello?
Yeah. Oh. I'm just trying to figure out why my video flashing.
Yes.
Like this.
Hey, go back there. But it wasn't flashing here.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh, I noticed it doing a kind of flashing kind of thing. And now testing the lighting for tomorrow.
Oh.
For sure.
I
remember we hosting.
Yeah. Big thing, boy. Big horse.
So now testing out the lighting.
But you're looking good. You're looking good. All right. Well, incidentally, that is the next point I wanted to come to. Lighting. So, well, I know obviously I'm looking very clean and bright and nice. I want to do something. Hold on. Right. What about now?
That.
Right.
Like that, yeah.
Right. This is what most people have been doing. And I deliberately have this set up because if you look at behind me, you're seeing two lights on. Well, they're not really lights, they're on the background. But that is what we actually see a lot of times with us on the Zoom.
Yeah.
There's a light behind us, very bright, looking good, but no light in front. And there's an assumption, let me pin my video quick. There's an assumption that because there's a light in the room, you will be seen properly, but no. This is what we've been seeing a lot of times. Look at Jamila, for instance. Right, the light is, and she just stepped up to the, let me unpin my video. She just stepped up to the camera. So, you can see clearly there's a light in front of her.
I'm going to take it off here to see the difference.
Nice.
Because the lighting here is very horrible. Otherwise, la la la. Yeah, I used to work there at one point, right? What's the difference?
Right, and we see this a lot, guys.
Lighting here without this.
We see this a lot. And it does not, let me say this, no, this might sound a little trivial, but remember I come from the world of video and media.
Yeah, the light good. He now said.
We in Trinidad, we generally in Trinidad,
because I just
people who do production, people who do features like this, presenting and stuff like that, who bring content, there is the perception that because our content is good, there's this assumption that people would naturally rush at it. That is not the case.
Yeah.
That is not the case. How you present it determines that. One of the rules in ads, in advertising, for instance, audio and video, if I don't catch your attention in the first 15 seconds, anything else after that is a waste of time. That is why ads are 30 seconds at most. Anything more than that is not an ad, it's an infomercial. But the idea is that first 15 seconds, I must have your attention. The next 15 seconds is just to add some meat on the bone and to drive the point home. But if I don't catch you in that first 15 seconds, I lost you. With movies, is 1 minute. That's why, again, movies that have ranked top blockbusters and stuff, that first minute of the movie is like a wow. Yeah. And they catch you from, if they don't catch you at that point, you're not interested in them, you'd go and change the channel. Quick. Think of any big blockbuster. Avengers, recently come Avengers, Batman, any one of them. That first minute, bam. If they don't catch in that time, that's it.
Inception is our next one. Let's do that.
Who's that?
Inception.
Yeah. No, that's it. Any big movie. Because that's a fact. It's a proven fact. Same thing with things like these. That's why people who study presenting as a technique and stuff. I have a little idea. But one of the things they do from early, you would have seen people like Ivan do it. You'll see Muriel do it. One of the things they do from early is crack some joke or some kind of thing to catch your attention. Or hit you something that would open your eye quick to how you're thinking, wait now, what are you coming with, boy? So, they don't just get in and...
That is called...
It's called what, sorry?
Annihilation. a while.
Come again. Yeah, I missed it. Say it again.
They call that a state of nihilation.
Okay.
Where your mind is like blank.
Yeah. You're having some bandwidth issues.
Movie stars.
Not hearing you well.
Yeah. Okay, let me go again. Movie stars, when they act,
yeah,
they must act as if it is real, and they show.
Yeah.
When you can do that, that's when you're really acting and impacting upon people's mind. Right?
No, I understand what you're saying, but follow on. It's not just the acting. What I'm saying, because they only could act what the script has been written.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not just the acting, but I take your point. Yes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, even in terms of the concept, it must be written to grab your attention in that first bit. Because if they write crap, regardless of how the actor act, it will never have the impact.
Yeah.
So the very concept must be crafted from start to hit you that kind of impact from the get-go, right?
Because what you say, what you say in presentations is you start strong, you grab their attention.
One time.
Once you
actually, may I add?
Yes, Muriel.
I want to make sure you all are.
Yes, Muriel.
Yep.
Okay, let me take out my other device. The thing is, you have fifth. Your talk. Let me take out my other device.
Yeah. You have to start strong, and starting strong means that whatever you do must make them want more.
Yeah,
it must make them want to hear more, want to know more from what you have just shown.
Yeah, what I was saying.
Go ahead, Brother Noel.
Go ahead, Noel.
Yeah, it is called.
Come up to the mic, Noel.
It is called the state of nihilation.
Right.
For a while, what you do, what action you do.
Yeah.
Right. Like for instance, you see a person sitting there and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But you do something so dramatic, it captures the mind. So the person is not thinking about anything else than what you are actually doing. So they absorb. For that 3 seconds, they absorb right into what you're doing.
I understand. Yeah, I totally understand.
Eric, how you pin? Why do you pin a video? I know how to do it, but why do you pin it? What's the purpose?
Hold on. Come to that just now. Let me just finish this point. So I'm adding another layer to that now. I'm saying part of it has to do with what is presented. I am also saying now how it is presented adds a different layer on top of it. So that in this case, we're talking about a product where we're using video or visual impact. So even though my words might sound nice, what I'm trying to put over might sound nice, but my video looking crappy, it will not have the kind of impact. Because people will now be more focused on, who is that talking? There's a man or there's a woman? How you looking dark? What the eyes? Because now you see, especially if somebody wears glasses, you're seeing the reflection. So you're seeing all kind of things to actually distract you from the weight of the content that they're trying to present. What we have done, unfortunately, and look, when gives him a perfect example of what we just talked about. I'll jump across by him in a little bit. But what we tend to do is that we know we have, and I'm not just saying we here in One Life, I'm talking about in general. I've seen this all over. We know the content is good, so we assume people will just gravitate to it because of what we say we're going to present. But then when they come and they see, try to imagine we going in Mandela Hall to present on a Monday or whenever, but he presented in a short pants. I mean, just picture that. He presented in a short pants, you know, and some little home shirt or some kind of thing. I mean, come on. And they're going to talk about money and wealth. You don't want to hear that. You understand? Look at Ivan and Michelle, for instance, how they dress on our Zoom call. I mean, they just dress normally. Yeah? We know that. But I'm just making the point. On our Zoom call, even if it's a private Zoom call amongst members, they're well dressed. They're well put over. They present it. You know what? They had that impact. From the time you see them, you want to listen to what they have to say. Good? But what I'm saying now is that added to all of that, we also have to make sure we come across in terms of everything, the full package that people see. And not only look like if I dressed well, but they see me well. They could see me clear, you know, stuff like that. When the point I was now making, now you kind of get away because you, just like the light behind you, two are use the same color. Right? Just white. But what point I was making though is that that needs to be the reverse. The light needs to be reflecting on your face, not at the back of your head. So what is done, even though you are a light-skinned person, your skin still looks darker than usual because there's a light at the back of you. And it's a basic light shadow scenario. Light comes in this way, it casts a shadow on the opposite side. And that's just the way it is. And because light spreads, the camera, although it is facing you, it is actually seeing more light behind you than you. And the camera will adjust itself to whatever is brightest in the room. So when we're setting up ourselves to do Zoom, we need to try to get, and that's why I did this example, for instance. But if I should just turn, I wonder if I could get one quick. I'll go on my lights. All right, I have a little light here. Difference? Look how small this light is. A little thing. And I could just set that up here. And it makes a big difference. Right? Little light.
Okay. Yeah,
but having the light in front. Right? So I could position this somewhere on top of my camera. Right? It's not positioned properly, but you get the idea. It made a little different because it's now shining in my face. Right? So this is not what we want. Yes, somebody else?
Yeah, I want to just share something that I just received in a group here concerning Zoom, actually. I don't know if it put in onto us. Listen to this. Important notice. Please begin updating all your clients to Zoom 5.0 now. After May 30th, 2020, all Zoom clients on older versions will receive a forced upgrade when trying to join meetings, as GCM encryption will be fully enabled across the Zoom platform.
Yeah. Zoom recently brought out a series of updates, and I realized even what I have started to do with my thing, I may not be able to do that because, for instance, I remember as I told you, I use a second program to feed into Zoom. That program is interpreted by Zoom as what we call a virtual camera. It's not a real camera, obviously, right? One of the things Zoom is going to do is disable that. So if you don't have an actual physical camera attached, you can't pipe in nothing from another software coming in. So I have to find out because that has now become an integral part of my whole operation with Red. You know, so I have to now look at another option to work around that. But yes, that update is legit.
4 times in 1 week.
But that does not affect what this simple thing we do here.
I want to put my phone.
No, it wouldn't affect that.
Any updates pending?
Right, Wayne, big difference. Big difference. Right, so we pay particular attention to that, please, guys. Try to get the light in your face. Oh, let me show you this quick. I was to show Donna this. This is an option to consider. I pay about $35 for this. Look on Eric too. I paid about $35 for this at a grocery item by me in Valencia. Now they have this version, and there's a similar one, but instead of the case, it has a big clamp, almost like a clothes. Oh, look at here. I'm using 2 of them here. Like a big clothespin. So I could clamp it onto the side of my desk. I could clamp it onto the edge of my monitor or whatever. And I could have it positioned, like where my camera is, I could clamp it on here and have the light over my screen right in my face kind of thing. $35, you can't go wrong. And a regular fluorescent, you have this one, you have the spiral type. You have the spiral type like that, you could use that, you have other wrong, a regular fluorescent bulb inside it, and you're good to go. Right? You don't have to go like me. I mean, I set up for a production, so you don't have to go there, but I'm just showing you simple, cheap options. So less than $100 TT, and you have a decent lighting kit for when we set it up for doing Zooms. This one, you can set it right at the side of your screen. So you could come right at the side of your screen, put it there, and angle it to suit, boom, you're getting light in your face. And you're good to go. But we really need to do that because, oh gosh, but I ain't lying to tell. The dark face thing. No, it does be difficult.
You have much difference now?
Yeah, it's sometimes I just had to just listen. Oh no, I just being honest. I just had to listen because I know the content is good, so I just listen, but I really can't watch.
And the thing about it, as we know, you have 30 seconds to create a first impression.
Yeah.
If a person may not even go through for the rest of the
this
program,
is my point. Exactly.
That's why the host role is so important.
Crucial.
As important as the presenter, because the host sets the tone to want you to listen to the thing.
Yeah, very correct. Right. Any question? Because I could overload all that. Still, I think the show, but we can do everything today.
Yeah, Eric, I have a question.
Yes, my lord.
I think it might relate to something Donna was asking earlier. So I have Zoom on my phone. I have it on my laptop. When I log into a Zoom call on my phone, my picture in the profile always comes up. But not for hell on the laptop, it will happen.
When you log into Zoom on your phone.
Yeah, all right, so whether I click just the Zoom link direct from WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Once I do it on the phone, the picture in my profile shows up. But you see like how Deborah have a picture up, Noel has his picture up.
You have to sign in.
Did you log in?
You have to log in, sign in.
Did you log in on your laptop?
Log into my account, yes.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't happen.
Yes, sign. But that's the same thing Sherry is saying happened with her. I told Sherry to sign in, and she still didn't get it to happen.
Yeah, I tried several ways on the laptop.
There was a time.
That's strange.
I think there was a time that happened to me, but I think my devices and all of them.
Right. I was not going to ask that. If your device is synced. Because if they're not synced, even though you have is your account, if they're not synced, the setting that you did on one will not show up on the other one.
Bring down that.
When you sync, simple case. Do you know you could sync your devices in your browser? Let me show you quick. All right. When you go up on Zoom on what do you call it? Chrome, for instance. All right, so this is my Chrome. Let me share my desktop. Sorry. Desktop. All right, so this is my Chrome desktop. If you're not seeing this, a little picture in the corner, it means you're not logged in. Right? You're not actually signed in. Now, once I
sign into Chrome or
sign into Chrome. No, sign into Chrome.
Wow, I never did that.
Let me explain. Yeah, let me explain. Once you do that, sync will be on. If you're seeing, you could take this off if you want, but by default it will be on. What this does is save my login. So I have logged into Chrome with my email, etc. It means every device I go onto, once I open up Chrome,
it will sync.
I have the option. Now, let's say I use a friend's device. I have the option to log into it with my same username and password. Once I do that, everything I did on Chrome on this device home here, I will be able to access it on that device wherever it is. So for instance, my phone, all my laptops, my hardware PCs home, all of them synced. So I could open a program, let's say a YouTube video in one device home, and I may not have chance to finish it. When I go out on my phone and I open YouTube, I have instant access to the same video that I was just watching and continue it on the phone. Yeah?
That is so with me. I don't have a picture up in the Chrome.
Right.
On the laptop, but that is so with me.
No, I'm saying, I'm just showing you how sync works with Chrome.
Well, I'm saying I'm probably sync.
Right. No, but that's with Chrome. But you now have to do that with Zoom as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because each program is different. So you have Zoom on your phone, you log into it. You have Zoom on your laptop, you also have to log into it, sign into it. And now they will sync. So any adjustment, anything you do on one, so for example, if you change some of these settings, some of your meeting settings on your phone, it will apply to your laptop or vice versa. So it's possible that you're signed in on your phone, but you're not signed in on your laptop.
All right, here this.
Although you could join meetings and stuff. So investigate that and see. Yeah.
Hear this. Now on Sundays I do the church meetings with my members. When I log in on the laptop, because I'm the host of the meeting, the picture shows up. You understand what I'm saying there? So when I'm hosting the meeting,
the
picture shows up. But when I join a normal Zoom call on the laptop, the picture doesn't come up.
Serious? Nah, well, that one sounds very strange. We'll have to investigate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one weird. That one weird. Because if it's showing when you, yeah, that's strange. Because if you're showing when you had to be signed in to be able to host.
Yeah, that means going to your account, my account.
Yeah.
Right. So I do that sometimes to join our calls at 8 o'clock too.
All right.
It doesn't happen.
All right. I'll go investigate that with you.
All right.
I'll go investigate that with you.
Rick?
I want to. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Just keep pin in mind. Pin the video.
Oh yes, pin. Right.
Right.
Why will you want to pin a video? Simple. By default, the setting in Zoom is every time somebody talks, they are the one that jump to the front, that everybody sees. And as people chatter back and forth, that's keep coming in and out, in and out. So if you have a case where somebody, because what is happening, Zoom is trying to interpret who is the loudest person in the room. It's called, in the professional world, we call it auto mixing. There are actually hardware devices that do that for you as well. So Zoom tries to detect who is the loudest speaker at this point in time and switch to that person. So what can happen is that I am presenting, for instance, maybe I'm carrying on a speech or a lecture or whatever, and something happened, somebody might come on by mistake, and we've heard it happening to them, they're buffing their child, or a dog suddenly started to bark loud, or you're hearing pot turn, all kind of different things, and suddenly you see it switch to their video. So pinning it means you pin their video on the front. You with me?
Yeah. So what you're telling me, when I pin the video, that will be the video, that main video that will continue to show.
Yes, that the video that will continue to show.
Right, besides other people talking and all that sort of thing.
Correct. Yeah.
I got you. Thank you, Eric.
Spotlight works similar. Slight difference between the two, but basically, yes.
Spotlight keeps you there too. As the main screen. Right, good.
Yeah. Right, I want to show you one more interesting thing. I will love this one. You notice a little thing called remote? Down on your Zoom taskbar, you notice the little button called remote control?
Just no, I'm not seeing it.
Remote is fun. Look at your Zoom control bar to the bottom of your screen.
I am there, security, recording,
look at my screen. Look at my screen, I'm showing it. I'm sharing right now. So look at my share. Yeah. I'm showing you the Zoom taskbar. The Zoom
yes, I'm seeing that.
Right. You see the remote control?
Where's the remote control, Eric? Right there?
On the Zoom toolbar. You're not seeing remote control?
No, I don't know if it's because I'm host.
Click on more. If you're not seeing it, click on more. You're supposed to see it. Seeing it, click on more.
Eric, is it because she's not sharing, she wouldn't see it?
No.
I have an end meeting. I have an
let me see.
Recording.
Yes, you're correct. You're correct, Nielsen. So that's why I tell you look on my screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at your screen, but it's
right. So if you look on my screen, you will see the remote control on the bottom here.
Eric, what happens? Listen, let me tell you what I'm seeing.
I don't have that.
I don't have it.
No, not your screen.
No, Auntie Donna.
Look at what I am sharing.
Screen. Yeah, I'm getting access to say remote control, but you are not sharing a screen right now.
Okay, so if I go to share a screen, and because I'm the host, it says this will stop other screen sharing.
No, don't share. This is what I'm telling you. Look at my screen, what I am sharing.
I'm looking at your screen, but I'm not seeing it on mine.
No, this is what I'm saying. Forget yours.
Okay.
Just look at my screen for now.
You gotta tap me as a teacher, boy. I hard headed.
Yeah, just look at my. Forget yours. I'm showing you where you're.
Yeah,
when you share.
You gotta bring back in school, Donna.
Right.
No, I'm a cancer minister education.
Follow me. When you share.
Eric. Even on. Yeah. I call you. You're showing your screen right now.
Yeah.
To the top right mark, you're viewing Eric one screen. At view option, when you click on view option, you have request remote control.
Right, no, I understand. Wait, listen, hold up. This is the problem. Wait. That's why I tell you, look at my screen. I'm going through paces.
We walk in, we're not running.
Right, so if you look at my screen that I am sharing, you would see a remote control option. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
What I am sharing. So you have the mic option, you have camera, you have participants. Screen sharing, you have the pause button, annotate, remote control. Everybody get that?
Yep.
You have that, yeah.
Yes, on my screen, forget yours. Look on my screen, what I'm sharing, right? When you click on that, you will see the list of participants appear. From me now, the person who is sharing, here's how this works. Sometimes we have a scenario coming where one person is doing the presenting, but somebody else is moving the slides for them. Somebody else is sharing the screen. Let's say maybe Patrice sharing her screen, but
Mr.
Ivan
Carabai
is actually doing or Mr. Carabai, Muriel is actually doing the presenting.
That's a reality.
So now they are depending on Patrice to move the slides. So if I know offhand who is going to present, so for instance, I could come here now and I have just given over control of my screen to Jamila. So Jamila, you manipulate my thing now. You play the video in YouTube. So you first had to click on the screen to activate it.
Yeah, I was doing something else just now. So
that's all right. So click on it.
Wow, that's really, really good way. Wow.
You getting through?
What? What is I supposed to click on? Sorry.
Click on the screen.
Video.
On the video?
Click on the screen. Anything happening?
Yeah, it's saying you control Eric one screen.
Right. So go ahead now and move around and play the video on that is showing there.
Wow. This is really cool.
It playing?
No, not as yet, because I'm not getting it to show that. Let me see.
Is with
right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it now. Right.
Starting 2020.
So what you have done is given somebody else control of your screen.
That I'll let our speakers do
now,
that
they can't
for you
go
and bring
all over your computer and do all kind of crazy things. So you don't have to worry about
excitement
that. They're going in places they're not supposed to go.
Kick off 2020.
They just have control over your screen that is
thank you very much
shared.
for being
so they
with
could
us
run their own
on
slides.
the first webinar for
like kind of different. They could stop the video
really,
want.
really exciting to be in this space.
Yep.
All right.
And then on our screen now, we see in request remote control. So.
Right. Hold up. Don't rush. So on my end now, at any point, I could stop Jamila from having control. You will see the option when you get a chance to share. You will see an option called abort control. Right? On your end now, you will see an option to request to control somebody. So let's say in that same scenario, and maybe Mr. Carabai find, okay, I find Patrice not moving as fast as I want. He could now request of Patrice, I want to control your screen. And Patrice will authorize it. So one of you try it now, request one person. Who doing it? Everybody can do it at the same time. Who going to request?
How do you do the request?
Somebody requests. Who? It's right there, the same place. There's an option just after annotate called request control. Request remote control. Right, Deborah Warner is, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Right, Deborah Warner is requesting remote control of your screen. I approve. Now Deborah has control. Go ahead, Debs, do your thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, so you see it?
Right at the moment, and I just...
I'm going on the road. Nice.
Okay.
Good, and again, at any point, watch my screen. I click. I could abort at any point and stop Deborah from sharing sharing control. So I'll take that off.
Okay, good.
Somebody else want to try? Somebody else want to try?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Request. Right. Donna Samra sings requesting remote control approved. Go ahead. Boom.
He inside the toolkit. Wait.
Right. You went full screen. Click the little arrow. No. Click the arrow in the bottom of the screen. No, when I say the bottom, on the video.
On the video.
Arrow to play. Right. Click again.
No,
you're clicking don't hold it down, just click on level.
I'm not going to do that. Guys, streaming has been my occupation for about a year now. I kind of dance around saying I'm a
Right?
I got you.
And then
Full-time streamer because I'm not. I don't stream full-time. Streaming full-time and making YouTube videos is just. I'm not smart enough for that. That's all. It's a little bit beyond my brain capacity. But streaming is a large part of my income. But before I started making money on the platform and getting partnership status and all the fun things, I streamed on Twitch making zero money for about 3 years, and 3 years is a good chunk of time to figure out what I was doing.
I could now click annotate.
Yeah.
And I could come and write and draw on the screen and all that kind of crazy stuff.
Where I get that pencil from to draw?
Annotate.
Annotate in the same place with view options.
Same.
Yes, I
right
see
next
it.
to remote control.
I see it.
Annotate.
I got it. I'll go through those.
And then you have, when you click it, you have different options. You could choose color. You could choose the size of your pencil. You could choose the size of text you want. You could even type if you want the thing. You could just type on screen.
Okay.
Question for Eric.
Yeah.
When someone else is presenting and they're sharing the screen and somebody's using this annotate on it, how is that possible? I've seen that happen with the global leadership poll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. You could disable that. The admin could disable that feature if they want at any time.
So what you're saying is you could be presenting and I could stay from here and be malicious and just mark up your screen like that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I will come in.
There's an option. Yeah, the admin has an option to disable that. Irritating when I see that. Yeah. So I think Donna, if you look under more, next to the remote control under more, you should see the option. I've actually seen it from here too. Disable participants annotation.
Yes, I've seen stop participant sharing.
Yeah. No, not sharing. No. Next to remote control under more.
Under more.
Disable participants. Look at my screen again.
Yeah, just now.
Disable participants annotation.
We've seen all of that.
Look at my screen, guys.
Looking at your screen, Eric.
Right. After remote control, you're seeing more.
Participant annotation.
It's in the option for more.
All right. So here,
participants annotation.
I have to give up remote control first.
Oh, you still under me about it? Right.
I give it up, and then.
So under more.
Under more.
Disable participants annotation.
Just now, this is not. Eric, I'm not. Let me look at your screen again. I'm not seeing more. That's what happened. Fit to window. I'm not seeing more.
Your toolbar. Your zoom toolbar.
Oh, down below.
Your zoom toolbar.
Yeah. Oh.
Right where we had the remote control thing. Ain't seen more?
No, my remote control thing is on top. My remote control is on top. And I'm not.
No. Forget top or bottom. Look at the toolbar. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but you see
the zoom toolbar. Mic, video, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Right.
You're saying the remote control option is not on that?
Right. I'm saying it's above. It's in view options above, because on my toolbar, I have security, manage participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording, reactions, end meeting. Above me.
You don't have a more option?
Nope. It's not showing. Yeah. Let me see if I get my full screen.
I don't have more option either. Nope.
No more. I have no more. I come into view options and I'm seeing zoom ratio and that sort of thing. I'm not seeing more.
All right.
Everybody else saw it?
I don't have more.
Jamila, I love your background.
No, I'm not seeing more.
I try nothing for tomorrow.
I love your background. It's beautiful. But God is showing off with these backgrounds.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Look at that. Thank you.
Right,
like my diamond.
Beautiful.
All right, hold up, guys. Hold up. Right. So that was my bad. When you share your screen, those are the options pop up.
Oh.
So the person who is sharing the screen has the options to disable other participants from using annotation.
All right, because you are the controller at the point in time.
At the point in time.
Correct.
Yes.
That's
so
right.
try a screen share. Try a screen share somebody and look for the option.
And when you're sharing the screen now, do it actually share it, and then after I'll see.
Yeah. Once you share, you'll see the option pop up. You see remote control and all of that drama. You're going back off.
Yeah, see that?
Come on.
I don't know why. Come on, behave yourself. Oh, right, okay.
Right, so you see the remote control and all them drama happen there?
Just now.
Yeah, I see the remote control here.
Right.
And disable participant.
Somebody else had to be on it because I'm not getting it still.
No,
you are Jamila on it.
I just disabled
that's
it.
what I'm saying. We cannot see it, right?
Right.
Right, okay, Jamil.
So you seen the option to disable annotation?
Yeah, I already clicked it, so.
Right, so and I lose it. Good, correct.
Okay, so I got you. Because even if I am the host, I am still not in control of that specific thing. Because the person who is presenting at that time.
Because they may want to use it, so you can't disable it.
That's right.
Or at least they could prevent other people from maliciously.
If it's not doing exactly at the time and so on that they want.
Eric, what that annotation does for the presenter.
No, it's for you to for you to write and to articulate and to use graphics and stuff to illustrate and that kind of stuff.
Circle a face.
So like you might want to point to something and you could use a little arrow to point a part of the screen you want people to see and stuff like that.
Symbols you could use.
Yeah.
So you have shapes you could use. So you could circle something with a quick. You could have different size pens you could draw, and then you could use text as well. And just type on the screen. Yeah.
This could be done and saved before your presentation, or this could only use.
No, annotating is while your thing going on.
During the presentation.
Yeah, that's what during.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I go pause now because I tell you real thing to share still.
Okay,
but
so
please play around with the Zoom. Call a part. I just do that now and then. Just call a friend. Hey, I want to test something on Zoom. I send a link for you. Boom. Or just send the ID and tell them just log in for 5 minutes. I'm testing something here. Come work with me now. Blah, 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 blah. And play around with it. Because there's so much things. I tell you, if I didn't start playing around with Zoom the last few weeks, so I'm anticipating we should have better sounding audio in our Zooms tonight, as well as nice, cleaner audio. Jamila, that background looking nice. I like.
She looks like she invited us all over for lunch. Listen.
Yeah, hit them with that later.
I have some disappointing news for you. Because tonight we have Kimberl and Janelle, and I'm not seeing any of them on the call. So you gotta be here to get food.
No, but we definitely, you guys see how much is involved.
Of course.
So we definitely going to have to set up a dedicated Zoom, maybe a series of tutorials because it's a lot to take in.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, there's still a lot I ain't sure. There's a lot of things in that toolbar we ain't touched yet.
Eric, a simple thing. I don't know if it's quick for you to do because I jumped on kind of late and I was going to with regards to the mic, the proper sounding mic. Is mine sounding okay now?
You're sounding good, except that you're far from it. Turn on your camera. Let me see.
Well, actually, I'm using a headphones.
No, that's okay. Oh, but turn on your camera. No, but headphones
mind that right now. Man.
Headphones generally tend to sound distant.
Tell him to turn on his original sound.
Because how they're designed. Oh, thanks for doing that because I was to point out that today already. You need to tilt it down some more. Because right now it looks like you're in a hole. Yeah, you need to tilt your camera downward some more.
And he looks slumped.
I don't want to see my short pants.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
You could call your presentation shorts.
Because it looks like somebody far up looking at you down inside a hole.
Okay, good.
Right, so you need to be more upright. This is a little better, but you still need to sit more upright and bring your head closer to the top.
You always look too relaxed.
The thing is, you can't. Yeah, you look too relaxed. Don't lean back. You can't.
Yes.
Don't think about leaning back. You got to be up for your presentation, right? And that is good. So have a little. Right. I'm not going to say that. You need to straighten up a little bit. Good.
My back is not touching.
Donna, you could actually step back because
mine is too far.
You see this? You see this? You should try to get that a little space above your head. Now, if you're seen above your head but you're not seeing a chin, you're still too close.
Now, this is okay, right, Eric?
Sorry. Sorry. That is much better.
Right.
Much better.
I try to always keep it, but I mean,
actually,
I
you could tilt down because your chin is actually closer to the bottom of your screen. Right. So what you want, here's what you want. Your head needs to be more to the top. A little room on top, but more space underneath.
Right. So more like this.
More like that, correct. Right? If you're seeing less chin and more top, then right pressure.
If you're so
then like this is okay for me.
Not good.
Just
so you need a little top, but a little more chin room, but you see your whole face. That's good. Yeah, Jamila, very good.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Now, if you wouldn't see Jamila, but if you all look at Jamila's face, you realize her head is slightly tilted, but the eyes moving, trying to catch the camera. You all seen it?
Yeah.
So, and that is understood because now here's where it's tricky. When you presenting, you need to focus in the camera. Forget what on your screen. If you're doing a screen share at that point, nobody's seen it, so you could look where you want. But when you're actually talking to the people, you need to look at your camera. You notice it look like I'm talking to you now, right?
Yeah.
Eric,
now looking at the camera.
But sometimes they're reading. So.
That's what I'm going to say.
If I present and I'm doing screen share, I am still being seen.
Yes. In a small.
Oh, that's okay. You will be seen, but the focus is not you. You will be seen, but the focus is not on you.
They could actually see.
The focus is on your screen. Although we could see in the corner, the focus is on your screen. So at that point, as I say, you could do what you want. It don't matter. But when your face is the screen, talking to the people, you need to talk to the camera. Forget everything else. No, nothing wrong in taking a little glance just to get your bullet points or whatever. But when you come back to, you must come back to talking to the camera because that is your audience. Catch me?
Yeah.
So try to angle yourself, your camera, your screen, whatever. So you start off, afternoon, good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. This is a pleasure, whatever. Always count as a privilege to be able to share my privilege and tell my testimony, and you share and you talk. Use hand, gesticulate, whatever you want, but you're talking to the people.
You hear that, Debbie? I tell you that.
When it's time to share now, when it's time to share your screen now, so at this point, so we're going to get in presentation. So let me just share my screen with you. The minute you say that, even if you do this, it is understood.
Them.
Because you told them you're going to share the screen. Now you could do what you want. It don't matter. But you can't come here. So, 5 years ago when I joined this company, and this was such a marvelous thing, and I first got wind of this, waste of time. You're not talking to them at that point.
Like you're talking to them.
Exactly. You want something totally different. So make sure you get that out. When you get on there to share your screen, focus on sharing your screen.
Until it comes up and then you begin to
try not to carry on with such a long talk and thing. If you're having a little difficulty, just bear with me a little force. Just having a little technical difficulty here. You go back down and you do your thing. But don't bury your head there and you're fighting up and your thing and you just lost from them. Right? Nielsen, what you need to do, this might be kind of tricky. Try to get your mic to be in as static as possible. What I will suggest is run it through your top.
And stick it in.
So it tends to hold.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I have one like you.
Jamila, what color you have behind you?
Yeah, pass it inside the jersey.
Jamila?
Actually, I have white. Right? I have no green screen. Unfortunately.
Right, so is there? I have the other one pass behind.
So
the mic is here.
If you're wearing a
and
green,
it is more constant to your mouth.
I can't have a green screen if I was wearing a green obviously, because show up in the background.
Uncle talking.
Yeah, right. So the proximity amount stays more constant.
Right.
Okay, right.
What you also need to do. Sorry, somebody saying something. Go ahead.
No, because that's the background noise that I was hearing. I guess my mic was, moving. Oh, okay.
What you also need to do, Nielsen, what you also need to do is go here. Look at Eric too, everybody. Go down to the bottom here. Open your sound settings. Well, again, depends on the version of Windows you're using. But what you want to do is go to your microphone setting. Double-click it. Double-click it, and you're looking for levels. And make sure your volume is turned all the way up.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so this is actually my mic. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Right. Also, on the microphone, you may also see a second option marked boost. Do you have that?
Yes.
So you have volume and you should have mic boost underneath. Do you have that? Neil?
Yes, I'm checking.
Oh, okay. Everybody else who have a mic, who is in a mic, check it and see. So go into your mic.
Eric, you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing
Eric, you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're not hearing you.
Okay, loud, right?
Yeah.
You
okay.
turn you very clear.
No, it has boost on it.
Right, right, good.
You do boost.
You all see any boost?
No.
Eric, you said go into mic. Are you speaking about on your Zoom?
No. Watch Eric too. You're on your computer.
I'm not seeing Eric too well at all. I'm telling you.
Serious? Hold on. Sorry. Let me pin. Sorry, I forget.
Yes, please pin because we're seeing you.
Right. So you see now, down to the bottom.
Uh-huh.
A little foggy there.
Yeah.
Right, to the bottom of the screen, this little bar here with the set of little icons.
Yeah.
Where you have the clock. Right, you have the little speaker icon.
Yeah.
Right. I pin it, look at pin it. Right click on the little speaker. Not in Zoom, on the thing. Right click and you will see the options pop up. Your song options or your playback or recording, as the case may be. In this case,
Jamila looking like she know it.
In this case, it's recording devices from my thing.
Recording devices.
Remember, depending on the version of Windows you're using, it may be slightly different. In Windows 10, it came up as sound settings. Right.
And you have to go under input.
Right. In Windows 8 and I think Windows 7, you should see what I have here, which is.
I think we have it a hand on this while.
We have songs playback devices. I have song playback devices.
Recording devices is what you're looking for.
Right, so going into recording
devices.
Going into recording devices.
Right. Right, yes. When you talk, what lights up? You see how I have this indicator lighting up when I talk? So you should see that by your mic. The little meter on the side, you seen it going up in green?
Yes. But
right. All right, let me just share this screen fast. Hold up.
I only see an internal microphone.
All right, hold up. No, forget that. Don't worry about it. That's not what we're looking for. So let me go it again. So you right click here. Recording devices. Right. What I'm saying, when you talk, the device that is active, you should see this meter running on the side. Which one is showing that for you?
Nothing.
When you talk, you have to talk.
Well,
you
I said something, no bar, nothing.
I am seeing a bar going up.
Right. Well, the one that you see in the bar, double click it and it will open up.
Okay.
Okay.
You may see a scroll bar like this, so you may have to scroll through more options to find it. But once you talk, your microphone supposed to indicate because it's working. So you will see this meter moving up and down.
Right.
So you double click on the meter?
No, on the microphone.
On the microphone.
Settings.
Right.
So double click. You will see levels.
Yes.
And you might see on the microphone a second one called boost.
Yes, microphone boost.
Microphone.
That's what I speak.
Yeah.
You
so
see
raise
the boost?
that. Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Raise the boost. You will raise the power of your microphone. Because it will. Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't raise it right up. Hold up. This is where you need to now work with somebody to test with you. So you raise it one notch. You let them test. How does it sound? Okay. Still soft. Raise it again. But you don't just push it up one shot.
Yeah, well, I did that.
So here to do, take back down your boost.
Already.
Everybody take back down your boost, right down.
Yeah.
And let us go one step at a time and see how different it sounds. So carry your boost up by 1.
Eric, I am Windows 10, but I'm not seeing that yet.
Well,
all right. Hold on.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll come to you. Yeah, Nils, I'll take that.
1.
So the others, move your boost up by 1 notch.
1 notch.
1.
When I say 1, yeah, it goes, I think it's like 10 dBs, 20 dB or something like that.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Mine was already on 10. Mine was already on 10. So.
Right. Well, you sounding good. You actually sounding good.
How I singing?
Domina, you sounding perfect.
Okay,
so you don't need to, but just for the exercise,
but
move it up 1 notch again.
Well, okay. Get loud.
Very loud.
Very loud.
How it sounds now.
Yeah.
How is mine?
Yours is actually good, Debs. You raise it up?
Yes.
Yeah, yours is actually good.
Right. I think I'm a little too loud.
Yeah, Donna, put it back down
Yeah,
to
hearing
10.
myself
Put it back
singing
down to
echo.
10.
Right. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. All right.
So how is this?
Deborah, you sounding real good.
Okay, good, because
mine sound any
problem.
You can actually push it up a little bit, Debs. Let me hear. Push it up.
Good, Jimmy.
I find it was I had to shout and I didn't know why. So how is this?
Yeah.
Is this better?
You're sounding good, Debbie. Clear, nice.
Yep.
Oh well. Oh gosh. So now I can speak normal.
Yeah, I am.
Loud or come on?
Wayne,
you're sounding normal.
Yeah, normal. That's what I think. Go up a little bit.
Okay.
Go up a little bit.
Hold on. I'm gonna take boost off now because it will fly straight up. Now. Now, Donna.
Okay, you're louder.
Okay, that's real good.
That's Wayne.
I think Wayne can stop right there.
Yeah, right there is good for you.
Okay.
What you doing?
Wayne, you always crystal clear.
Listen.
Thank you, Deb.
I hear but so much people talking at the same time.
Yeah, all right. Let me deal with Neil a minute. So, right click on the speaker.
Eric.
This is an exciting class.
Please.
You need to.
No, I'm saying and me too. When I right click on my mic, nothing is happening.
No. You're not right clicking on your mic. You're right clicking on the speaker to open
sorry,
up the setting.
I mean the speaker, nothing happens.
No, you had to click. You're not seeing anything popping up?
No, when I right click on the speaker, no, nothing.
Not in Zoom, eh?
Yeah, I think she's the wrong
Windows
speaker.
taskbar. Watch my screen. Watch where I am. Not on Zoom. Inside, not this, not this speaker here. In here on your Windows taskbar, down where you see the clock.
On the bottom of your computer, bottom right.
You seen it? Sherry, where you going? Sherry?
Yes, I am seeing it, but when I right click on the speaker, nothing is happening.
No options popping up like this?
No, nothing.
No. Share your screen. Hold up. Share your screen.
Share my screen. Okay.
Yeah, let me see.
The optimized one, right?
Yeah, don't matter. Just do a full screen share.
I want to see in your boardroom.
Yeah. All right, give me control of. Yeah, right click on it. Right click on it.
Nothing. Yeah, right.
All right.
I right click here, nothing.
Give me control. I just request control. Give me control of your.
All right, you have it.
You can speak normal now. So good.
Oh, all right. So here's what you do. You click here. Control panel. Sounds.
Okay.
Right. So you're recording speed. You're. Oops. Where is it? Right. So. Right. So playback will be your speakers. In this case, your headphones. or a loudspeaker, if like these speakers on your system.
Okay.
Recording is where you'll need to go. Talk. Talk.
Yeah.
Right. You see how the meter jump up when you talk?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Right. So that's where you go. So you double click that, open it, and now you're going to levels and here the adjustments. So right now your mic is actually low, but it boosted. What you need to do is pull back on boost. Always start with boost down. Carry your mic level right up. And then we'll go through testing bit by bit. So take back control. Right, you all saw what I just did there? With Sherry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was different, but I found it.
Yeah, remember again, as I said, there are always a number of different options to get in to do different things. So she wasn't able to get the right click option on her desktop. So what I did was go in from, let me share my screen again, just to show you. So she wasn't getting the right click option when she got here, but where we wanted to go was the speaker option. And another way you could do it is through here. Come in your Windows, you go to your control panel and look for songs. It's under, you see the same little speaker icon. And when you click it, the same options will pop up. Right? All of that we will touch in the computer class. This comes under the lesson of hardware, input devices, and storage. Well, you get a free lesson there, but you have plenty inside it, don't worry. Right. So Sherry, you were talking, okay, so you don't really need to tweak anything.
Yeah, but Eric, everybody coming, I had a pity and the name. Everybody here have to join. We have to.
Oh, all right, okay.
That is our way of saying thank you from the heart.
Thank you, okay.
Yes.
First lesson, all right, no problem.
Yeah, that's our way. How long it will take, Eric? How long
it's a 6-week course, but it was supposed to be a 6 weeks course, but which is 6 days because it's 1 day a week.
Right,
but
no
seeing that we home on Zoom, we can find a period that is comfortable. Plus, what I've decided to do, because it was supposed to be a hands-on thing, I'm going to give each person 3 free sessions, just privately, me and them, to compensate for the lack of the hands-on. So that would be like their hands-on, where I could spend time with them. So they get 3 free sessions, just me and you, going through stuff, whatever confusing you and that kind of thing.
All right. Well, when you work out the cost of the logistics, let us know.
But the cost done there already is just to decide on a time to go, because it's point something of a coin.
You have a big coupon already? TT. You have a big coupons already?
Yes, time.
So
I just wanted to set the thing.
So we need to go and buy the coupons then. I didn't know the coupons were up.
Yeah, but let me set it up. Just it up. I will share the link and thing. I'll share it.
All right.
I just wanted to set the framework, how I'm doing that thing, but now that I have some students, well, might as well jump and go.
Right. You have students.
Let me just deal with Nielsen quick. So Neil, what you're doing, the same speaker, when you right click on it, you're clicking on songs.
Right, I'm seeing open song settings. Is that one?
No, just click on song. Just click on songs.
Just now, when I right click on the speaker, I'm seeing open song settings, open volume mixer, prattle songs.
Just songs, yeah.
I don't have songs alone by itself. I'm seeing prattle song, and I'm seeing troubleshoot song problem.
Open volume.
That's 4 things I'm seeing.
Open song settings, spatial song. You're not seeing songs.
No.
That Windows 10 you say, right?
Yeah.
All right. Open song settings.
But then when you come on prattle songs, there's a little arrow that comes up next to the box, eh?
Spatial songs. Spatial songs.
Spatial, right.
Yeah, but no, that's not it. Just click on open song settings.
That's on Windows 10.
Windows 10, yeah.
I'm seeing a master volume that when he was speaking, Eric, it was open a while ago.
Guys, it's 7:34, eh? So in the next 11 minutes, we are finishing. We're stopping. I shouldn't say.
In the song settings?
Yeah, there's a master volume. When Donna was talking, it was going all the way up.
No, forget that. Don't worry about that. Right. That page that opens now, you'll see a speaker options on the top. You see a microphone option. If you scroll down a little bit, you will see sound control panel. Seen that? When you click open sound settings, the page that opens, the first option is for your speaker. If you scroll down a little bit, you will get the microphone option or input. And if you scroll down past advanced sound option, you're looking for sound control panel.
Well, below, after advanced sound options, I don't have anything.
That, just
yeah, I don't have anything. I can't scroll down anymore. No, yeah.
What?
But I have app volume and device preference. So
yeah, straight Windows 10 you had it.
No,
you have Windows 10 home. Oh,
yeah, it
Windows
10 home.
I not see no, I have Pro, so.
And you not seen it either?
You don't have it. Edwin, you do,
how I am seeing it is just I'm gonna just pull it back up. I see open sound settings, open volume access, sound, troubleshoot sound problems. So I just
when you click sound settings, open sound settings.
When you go into sound settings itself, you'll see sound underneath that is output,
right, which is a speaker
and stuff, and then you go into lower input. Down. When you scroll down is input,
right,
and then on input, right underneath where it says choose your input device, it says device properties. So I had to select device properties there, and then hit additional device properties afterwards to get the section where you were talking about and stuff.
Yeah. All right, so I'm on that. I follow that procedure. I click additional device properties, and I'm seeing microphone properties.
Microphone properties, right. So then it have general listen levels. You're clicking on levels.
Yes, I'm just gonna find that. Yeah, click on levels, right. Good, yeah. Okay, so the microphone is all the way down, Eric, and the microphone is all the way up.
Push your microphone. The microphone is all the way up.
All the way up. 100.
Bring your boost now up by the first notch, which is plus 10 dBs.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Okay, sound a lot better.
Big difference right there. That's it.
All right, so just hit OK and OK or apply.
Now, that's it. OK or apply. That's the same one. Doesn't matter. Here's what I want to find out from you guys. The people who have Windows 10, tell me what version of Windows 10 you have. Remember how to get it? Right?
Pro.
No, but what the actual version? Not.
Oh, the actual. Okay, no problem. Yeah. That's all.
How are you finding it?
Right click on your My PC or My Computer, anything like that. Remember, you know the My Computer icon on the desktop? Right click on that. When you get it, tell me. All right, Jamila, here what you're looking for. Right next, under Windows Edition, what year does it say?
2019 Microsoft Corporation or rights reserved.
Okay, and Windows 10 Pro?
Yeah.
All right. This is what you have.
I'm just saying 2019 Microsoft Corporation, Windows 10.
It just say Windows 10, it does say like Pro Home Edition.
Pro, no.
That mean most likely is a home.
But I'm seeing a Windows 10 Home.
Home, right.
On the next side.
Yeah. So the Home and the Pro have some slightly different features. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, these things are just, again, once you understand the principles involved, we could work our way around and find the things.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think I'll close it off there for the, yeah, boy.
Eric, don't forget Muriel.
What was the real thing? What was the real thing?
No.
Sorry.
We spoke.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
I forgot. I was using several devices, and I forgot to take it off in one.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, guys, let me leave you with this: do not be afraid to experiment. you will notice most of, like, and case in point, like Nielsen just asked, after he did what he did, he had an option to apply and okay. So don't feel because you just click something, it is automatically accepted and the system just gone haywire. No, there's usually an option to confirm your setting, to confirm your choice. And more often than not, you cannot damage your system by this. A lot of people just frightened and scared, they're afraid to touch because you ain't sure and thing. Well then, if you're not sure, hear the logic. If you're not sure, so you're not touching it, then how will you be sure? You understand what I'm saying? It's either you go and watch a video on YouTube or something, talk to somebody and find out, I see this, I wanted to try thing, but I wasn't sure, and get. But don't just watch it. You ain't sure, so you ain't do nothing. Then you can't expect anything to happen. You understand what I'm saying? You will not break this system. I've been building system for donkey years, people. I'm not talking by guess. I talk people through building their own computers on the phone. What they have, what hardware they have, what thing, and walk them through step by step from putting in the DVD in the drive, setting up their computer. In fact, even before that, building the computer from scratch, how to set up the motherboard, where to put the RAM, the this, that, set it up, thing, load the operating software, thing, set it up, and get it operating. So I'm not talking by guess when I say these things. You all need to trust me. I'm not guessing.
So do you have a course to that too?
Ivan, I like that room, boy. Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
all right, let me just...
Do you have a course in that as well?
A course?
Yeah, well...
Oh, a course, you mean training?
Yeah.
Actually, hold up. No, I don't know. I don't have a course in that. I'm looking for something quick to show you guys.
Okay, no problem.
No, I don't have a course.
Come on, visit.
Yeah. You have a meeting.
Yeah, I like that boardroom. I like that boardroom. It look fresh. Wow. I'm just looking for a picture quick to show you guys. If I could find it. All right, I'll find it. But the we cover some amount of that, at least the basics that you need to know for the course. There's a whole course by itself. But if and we come back to our basic concept that we've learned in network marketing. Teachable, coachable. Once you could follow instructions, I'll tell you part of our problem. We just try to interpret the instructions rather than listen to it. So sometimes we overthink the process and we end up doing all kind of crazy things. So what I tell people, and even in my classes, listen carefully. If I tell you do X, do exactly what I tell you. Don't try to interpret what I mean by that. Now, in some cases, like in this case, we're using computers with different models, different operating software, different versions of Windows. So yes, some things may not appear where I may expect it to be. You just need to let me know that. But if I tell you, go to the left side of your screen, 2 inches from the bottom and click, then do exactly that. It doesn't matter what you see there, what you don't see, just do exactly that. When you do it, then you need to report to me, okay, when I click, I see an X. And then we take it, you follow what I'm saying? And we go further beyond that. But what a lot of people do is try to interpret, but how come Eric tell me click here, but look, I seen something there. I wonder what will happen when I click here. Forget that. You're overthinking the thing. And sometimes we could lose, and we spend too much time. We waste a lot of time in processes like that because people tend to overthink the process, right? So when we start the classes, it's a simple matter. Just follow exactly what I could show you that, Deborah, in one day, and you could build your own system at the end of the course. Yay. You could build your own computer just by following step by step exactly what I tell you.
Yeah.
Right, but just put that inside there for good measure. But I'm going to share the course. The 6 modules we're going to learn. Yeah, we're going to learn hardware, software. We're going to learn input devices and storage. We're going to learn the basics of internet. So I'm going to teach you some tricks with browsing and all. Before we go done, and Noel had asked something about stuff to use to download from the web and that kind of thing. Let me just show that.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover that in much more detail. We're going to go through basics like for things like PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and stuff like that, and get some essential stuff. And we're going to show you how to live stream from your computer.
All right.
Using different platforms.
No
and that
problem.
Kind of thing.
All right.
Is it too late for me? It's too late. I'll have to call you privately.
Too late for
what the question I asked when I came in.
Sign in to get a picture.
The picture that's not coming.
I'll call you. I'll call you.
All right. Okay.
I'll call you. But let me just touch this quick for Joel. Don't just go and say something.
No. Go.
Well, it's 7:44.
7. Yeah. I'm watching the time. I'm watching it.
Yeah. No, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
No, I won't do it. Let's cut it. Let's cut it here. We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Can we have? We have to have another one more meeting. We have to have one more meeting. Where I think we can do some trials and I will do the presentation. Is that okay with you, Eric?
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
All right. When will that be? When is that convenient for everybody? Eric, first you.
Actually, from Friday onwards is good for me. So
Saturday we have a meeting, Eric.
I have a Tuesday 5 o'clock live stream on Red. And that's about it. Tuesday, 5 o'clock. So anything other than Tuesday, 5 o'clock, I could flex.
So what about Monday? Because I know Sunday is Mother's Day. People might be, occupied and stuff like that.
Monday's
what about
cool
Monday?
with me. Monday's cool with me.
Monday cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I have to post Monday, so yeah. Anyway,
what time are we saying
Monday?
Right.
Yeah.
Debbie?
What time Monday, Deborah?
5 o'clock is good?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, 5 is good.
Okay, so Debbie, we're going to finish in enough time to give you time to breathe and relax and stuff like that, okay?
Well, I guess I could jump out and go and clear my head.
Yeah, I know you need to do that. Right, so we start at 5. So we try to finish by, I would say, 6:30. Is that good, Eric? If not before.
Yeah.
Right, because Eric did a lot with us already. And Eric, I want to sincerely thank you on behalf of everyone. I also want to put in a little...
It's singing real good.
Yeah.
Thanks to Eric.
I want to put in a little suggestion here.
Yeah.
Let's collaborate over the next few days.
Yeah.
And each person go over one of the lessons that we've tried to cover and you explain it.
That's right. Good. Beautiful.
Okay.
Each person take just one little thing. Just take one little thing and you tell us. So we are now your class. You tell us how to get it to,
all right. And I want to put in a little plug because it's as an educator. When you are teaching, you always have to remember that there will be children will pick up things differently. So you would find that if you are in a class where it's not virtual, you can walk around and physically show them. But if they can't see what you're pointing at, it is very difficult for them to understand what you want them to touch.
I get it.
Yeah, so with that in mind.
Right.
I must say, I really have to say thank you, Eric. What you have done is so appreciated. And I am saying on behalf of each and every one of us here, a heartfelt thanks. We look forward to Monday at 5 o'clock. Debbie will give you enough time for you to go. But
I could always jump out.
And it's a good thing, right? So everybody's okay for 5. And guys, I want to thank you for being here, for being part of the class. Okay, and for actually learning something more in this time. We learned a new skill. New thing. Everybody say new thing.
Jamila, what you have to do. Hold on, just now. Jamila, what you have to do. You and Miri need to be in the shot first. Okay. Then you clear your background. Because the camera, it will try to interpret what is being seen in the image. So take it off. Make sure both of you in the frame as you're the one. Then try to clear it. Yes, Debs?
Thank you very much. I learned a lot about the speaker and I hope I'm sounding clear now so I don't have to shout.
Much clearer.
On top of that, I hope you have enough coupons. Yeah.
Yes. I think I did 20 to start with.
All right, but you already have your set here.
Let me go in and buy mine. Wait, send me the link, please.
Also send me bank account.
I see Cass have a background too. Everybody have a background.
Yeah, Cass by the beach, all kind of thing.
Oh gosh, so listen.
Well, if you try to clear up background, you will disappear.
Watch me. Okay. When you do what?
If Wayne tried to clear his background, he will disappear.
Yeah, because of the color.
Yeah.
I put in a background gesture from what they have there, and the background was all around my face like if it was alien.
Daddy, Yeah, this is Daddy for him. You're not seeing him.
What happened there? You're getting a lot of bleed from the background on your face. You're not seeing
because
it.
this is gray. I'm going to look for green.
You're right. So it actually bleeding onto your face too.
But I go and practice. I will get it by the next time I'm presenting on Friday. Muriel, am I still on, and Ivan and you guys? I will have a background.
I think I hosting Friday. Friday's the 8th.
I'm talking about lunch and
learn. He talking lunch and learn.
Okay. I think I hosting the 8th. When is the 8th?
Eric,
8th is Friday.
The day after us.
The day after us. Right, Friday.
Yeah, but
anybody want to host Monday?
Yes, I'll do it, Debbie. When I'm finished with you on Monday, you will host, and you wouldn't even worry about it. You'll see why.
Okay,
y'all.
Donna, before we go.
Yeah.
Saturday, I am hosting. I'm saying this now because we're in this forum.
Okay.
After the meeting, I want everybody to unmute and clap for mothers. Know your mother too.
Okay. All right, Wayne. So I put the controller in control. So I would make sure we do it. Okay. Thank you, Wayne. God bless you guys. Thank you for being here. Go to the next meeting, 8 o'clock. One's out.
One's out.
Nice training.